YouTube, sup? It's your boy Quiet Storm. Um, yeah, I wanted to, speak on another video speaking on a new Madden NFL 26 game. Um, and the reason why I wanted to speak on it today was I see for so many years Madden has been getting bashed and bashed and bashed and bashed and bashed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because I could go back, when it comes to Madden, I could go back to the Sega Genesis days. I've been playing NFL Madden since the Sega Genesis days. You know what I'm saying? Which was a classic entertainment system, the first entertainment system that I actually played. Um, and yeah, it was excuse me, but yeah, it was way back, all the way back since the 90s, and I've been playing NFL Madden football. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna keep it all the way a bean. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Madden NFL football has been the best football game that has ever graced the market. Like, it has been the best football game that has ever graced the market. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I remember when back in the days when NFL 2K football came out, and which was a game that I had back in the days, and you know I played back in the days. But I remember that game came out way back in the days, and I remember IGN and these gaming sites like giving it like a 9.5, and I believe it was IGN. Um, but I remember like these other sites and stuff like that just giving this game like a lot of praising, you know what I mean? But and a lot of praising, a lot of praising. But let me tell you, even that game was never better than Madden. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even that game was never better than Madden. Now, the halftime show was remarkable. The halftime show was remarkable. It had pretty nice graphics for its time, but but the game, the very core gameplay was just not, on par with Madden. It was just a little too sluggish. It was just a little too sluggish. You didn't feel like you had as much, even though momentum is a great thing to have in the game, because they was, had momentum in their game, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of how the players move and things of that nature. But they just never had really what the control and just the way things felt. Um, it wasn't what Madden was. You know what I'm saying? Like, even to this day, like when I play Madden NFL 26, it's just like the atmosphere is just, it feels so much like football. The crowd is just going crazy. They're just roaring from the beginning to the end. It's just like, it just feels, it feels like what you watch on Sunday. When we all wake up and and we watch, and it's Sunday. Football day is Sunday, and when I play Madden, it feels so much like Sunday, especially even more now that I got the presentations, the Monday night presentation, Thursday night presentation, and the Sunday night presentation. which just adds to that. You know, in atmosphere is a big, and let me discuss the atmosphere is a huge part of making this make when you're making a game as a company. Atmosphere plays a big part in how good that game actually will be, and how true to life that game will actually be. um and that's one thing that I could say. And I see EA Sports they get bashed a whole lot and a whole lot. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Madden is perfect, or any other game is perfect for that matter, or whatever, because that wouldn't be true. If I sat there and said, oh, Madden is a perfect football game, or this or that, that would not be true. But, you know, I'm not the kind of person that's going to just nitpick, or even hate on a game. If something is good, is good, and I'm not going to nitpick and just look for any little thing that I can find to, you know, damage the reputation of the company or the game. I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? I'm just going to state what it is. I'm going to state what it is. And I think that EA Sports has been clearly, and I mean clearly, the best at making sports games. It's just something about them. They are clearly just on a different level when it comes to making sports games. They're very good at that. They're very in tune with making sports games. EA is just, they just have that, the way they capture atmosphere, and the way they the mocap is great. Like when I'm playing Madden, I just look sometimes like, damn, like the motion capture. I mean, it's incredible. Like, I mean, it's incredible how good it is. Just looking at how smooth everything is, and how, and I'm just sitting there like, damn, like they really got this shit looking like the way it's moving and animating like the way it should, like the way it's supposed to animate, and like the way it's supposed to be moving. you know um you definitely gotta, I feel like EA Sports definitely deserve a lot of credit, a lot of credit. I don't know, maybe let me just, I don't know, trying to find a good spot. But yeah, I feel like, EA definitely deserves, more credit, than what they've been getting. You know what I mean? I think they've been like, you know, the top dog, the top dog, for like decades, to be honest with you, for decades. And then, them boys, them dudes been holding it down. They've been holding it down for the Madden series. And I make this video because I see I've been hearing so much Madden bashing, and I know this is something that goes on with all the games basically now. And I'm gonna get into that in another video. But right now, I'm just, expressing how I feel about Madden, and just expressing what I feel, and stating what I feel, and about the game. And yeah, Madden has been like, even all the way down to things like the player degradation. I believe the word is degradation, if I'm not mistaken. But the way the jerseys get dirty, and you know, and the celebrations, the new celebrations they add each and every year. Um, I think it's cool now how you could just flick the right stick and you could just see them do a new animation. I think that's fire. You know, little things like that. Um, I mean, the past trajectories are incredible. Oh my God, like the past trajectories, like, because before, with games, it looked more like when you seen a past trajectory, it looked a little bit more like, the ball warped. I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying when I say that, but it looked a little bit more like the ball was warping out the quarterback, the QB's hand. But this year, it's just so smooth. I mean, like, this shit is just like, this year is just so smooth. Just the way it just, it's just as smooth as it's crazy. It's very smooth. Great job, EA. Like, y'all deserve a round of applause for that. And they play equipment is great. Um, it's a really, really good game. EA Sports NFL Madden 26, but not only 26, they have been like the best football game on the market. I mean, they have been the best. Is it perfect? No game is perfect, but they have clearly, been the best on the market. They've clearly been the best on the market. And I see some people, oh, NFL 2K, NFL 2K, and the only game that 2K ever made, this is not no shot at 2K or anything, but 2K runs basketball, but when it comes to, and I'm gonna get into that in another video, but when it comes to Madden, EA is just, they got it on Smash. They got it on Smash. And I don't mean to make this video long-winded. Hopefully it's not too long for you guys to tune out. But but yeah, Madden is EA, they on their shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, EA is on their shit. Like, they on they in grind mode, and people gotta also understand too, you can't just look for any little thing, any little reason to just tear the game down. You know what I mean? You can't look for every little thing, and just, tear the game down. You can't be playing the game and, and you're like, oh, time out, let me make a rant video about this. Why his foot, why his foot is turned to the left. His foot's supposed to be turned to the right, EA. His foot's supposed to be turned to the right. Like, yeah, I don't, like, that's just, it's certain things a lot of times when you playing a game, you honestly, like, you wouldn't even, like, notice it. Like, you honestly wouldn't even notice it playing the game. Like, it's just certain things that you wouldn't notice, unless you was, like, purposely looking, for ways to pull the game down and just bring the game down, or possibly, or hate on the game, so, like, he's just, like, you just can't be like, you just can't say, it's just certain things that's like, it gets to a point where it's almost like, or I can just outright say it's like nitpicking, or like just hating or whatever like that on the game and on the company, you know, because I've been playing video games all my life, and I know how it goes. I know how it is. I know how I've been playing games all my life. I know, you know, games have glitches in them, you know, and things that can be fixed at times. And, you know, sometimes you might be playing a game and a guy, you might just see something glitchy happen or whatever like that. But it is a game. It is a game. So there is certain little things that will be little hiccups, you know, little hiccups and little bugs at times, but for the most part, I mean, like, you know, the game is a great game, man. It's a phenomenal game, you know, great game. You know, I love it. Always loved Madden. I'm a Madden guy. You know, always loved Madden. And yeah, and that's you know, that's basically what I wanted to put out there for this video. You know, I remember that year 2005 with Madden with the hit stick, and I remember that and how much I used to love that Madden. And there was some other great Maddens after that. But yeah, this one Madden NFL 26 is definitely, you know, I love the new snow feature, like how it looks more, you could really see like the fog. Yeah, while it's snowing, you could really see the fog. I think that's so dope. You know what I mean? Madden they really have done a great job, real good job. They on they shit. They ain't, you know, they on they shit. They always typically deliver something solid. You know, they always deliver something pretty much solid. And I take my hats off. You know, I take my hat off to EA because of that, for that very reason alone. They pretty much deliver with Madden. You know, dope game. You know, like I said, I'm not an EA basher at all. I'm not a 2K basher at all. You know, I support both companies. You know, I support 2K Sports as well. I support EA Sports as well. I just want to just put that out there. I just wanted to just be, you know, I just want to just be pretty clear about how I feel about Madden, because it gets bashed so much. I mean, I've seen Madden get bashed like ridiculously, you know, and ridiculously, and I just think it's just disrespectful to the company and everything that they've, you know, done so far and brought us so far and continue to bring us, you know. I will say this, I would like to see a huge graphical upgrade. As great as I think it looks, I would like to see, I'm just waiting for the you know, the GTA kind of blow your mind, kind of next gen kind of graphical jump. But who knows, I guess we'll get that when PS6 maybe drop or whatever like that. I don't know if we're going to get that on PS5. But even with that being said, it still looks amazing. You know, I mean, it still look fire. Like, I mean, like when you look at it, you'll just be like, damn, like this shit look super real. This shit is legit. Like some real, you know, just some real amazing looking graphics. You know, but yeah, you know, it's EA Sports. You know, they doing their thing. They doing their thing. Been doing their thing. And my message to them is just keep doing your thing with Madden. You know, I love it, man. You know what I'm saying? I love it. You know, we're all the Madden fans out there. We're the EA Sport Madden fans out there, man. Like, let's speak on this. You know, let's speak on this. You know, let's speak on this, man. You know, and spread the word and show Madden some love. You know what I mean? You know, I don't know if it'll be a part 2 to this, maybe. if I feel I have some more to say. But yeah, but that's pretty much gonna wrap it up because I don't want to make it too long-winded. But yeah, once again, it's your boy Quiet Storm. Comment, like, subscribe, to the channel. I'm gonna be posting a lot more videos. I just started my channel, so I'm gonna be posting a lot more videos. I'm posting some gameplay videos. I'm just new to everything right now, so I'm learning how to, get things done, and I'm in the process of doing that. And I want to bring y'all some gameplay footage and things of that nature on on my gaming channel, which is this one, so yeah, and that's basically, that's about it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Catch me in the next video. Peace.